Fields, Canelo, versus David Benavidez, Jermall Charlo, Dmtriy Bivol. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Demetrius Andrade. After the performance, you've seen a lot of people saying he's starting to slip after his Rocky Fielding performance. I thought he had been slipping. People talking about, he improved so much since the Mayweather fight. No, the fuck he did not. His matchmaking improved. Right after that fight, he struggled with Lara. He made some small adjustments to make it a draw in my book, but he struggled versus Lara. You see the same thing versus Dmtriy Bivol. The flaws are there. He can't handle perpetual movement, bro. And when you keep Canelo Alvarez on the outside, he can't get on the inside. You know what I'm saying? All that slippery do shit, that shit fuck with novices. People who don't know what to do with it. But, talking about him fighting, can he beat some of these guys? Yeah, but I've been seeing the slippage in Canelo Alvarez, but I always been saying that he wasn't what people make him out to be. A lot of the things that he struggled with, three of these fighters have. Andrade, Bivol, and Jermall Charlo. They athletic. They big. And they gonna make him work. But just to talk about to address the Bivol thing, which I haven't got a chance to over the weekend. No matter what weight it's at, if Bivol comfortable at 168, it could be more dangerous because he should be able to punch there even harder. So, like I said before, you gotta understand Dmtriy Bivol, one of them older fighters who actually made the transition as a professional, to be able to, go from an amateurish style to a more pro-ready style. He's made that adjustment. A lot of Cubans can't make that adjustment. A lot of guys that's, old, that was, grandfather in the amateurs, they can't make that adjustment. He has. From when he first was coming on HBO, doing a lot of movement, a lot of things he was doing was the same thing over and over again. Throwing combinations, turning. He kind of reminded you of a semi 175-pound Pacquiao. Where he really, his athleticism was really carrying through, and now you kind of seeing him sit on his shots. He's sitting on them shots now, and he got power. And Canelo in the rematch, obviously it's a pride thing. Of course you're gonna have pride to do with it, but it's gonna be hard. Going back to 175, it's a guy you can't drain. He don't rehydrate too high. He don't need to come in and have a size advantage, so he can't get the customary Canelo advantage. And if you notice, and John Ryder, same motherfucking people. John Ryder didn't have no steam on them punches last night. I thought I was tripping on Saturday night. I thought I was the only one that seen that, but no, he ain't had no steam on them punches. He probably made John Ryder weigh in a couple times too. See, that's one of his tricks to his trade, bruh. He make these dudes weigh in a couple times, all because Mayweather made him come in at 152. Now he making motherfuckers, do rehydration clauses and all that BS. And he probably made Bivol do it, but like I said, they didn't do their homework on Dmtriy Bivol. That was the biggest issue with Eddie Reynoso and that whole ordeal. They didn't do their homework. Then Eddie Hearn, that was stupid for Eddie Hearn to put him in there with, I agree with Oscar, with Dmtriy Bivol. Everybody said it was fucking stupid. We didn't get nothing out of it. Now you had 2 or 3 belts, it was for undisputed, then understandable. Under-fucking-standable. But it wasn't. So, but he couldn't get, Dmtriy Bivol was able to hold his ground and keep his distance. Somebody said they gave Canelo the first 4 rounds. That was fucking comical. That dude won no more than 3 rounds in that fight. But for him to be able to beat him, bro, he got to get past his length. And he gonna have to get on the inside. Brother Duran said the same thing, but he can't fight on the fucking inside. So let alone get there. To get there, he going to take chances. And Bivol being so big and strong and rangy, you know, even if Bivol fought in this amateur style, it'll make Canelo look stupid. Because he just keep turning Canelo and exposing Canelo flat-footedness. You know, this way, it's, you know, Canelo can't explode from point A to Z. Most fighters don't know how to maintain that distance, plant their feet, and be stationary and still keep distance. So he can't fuck with him unless he pay him to take a dive. He can't drain him or nothing. Now, moving on to Jermall Charlo, he been out the ring so long. If people point to, you know, we did a live the other night, point, oh, you struggled with Montiel. Well, obviously, he didn't train 100% for the Montiel fight. Apparently, he had some personal matters going on. I thought Canelo would be able to get him, you know, with all the advantages that he got. But one thing Jermall Charlo got, he intense. He got a good style. He got a fantastic jab, if not the best jab in the sport of boxing. He gonna make Canelo work. And Canelo got conditioning problems too. Somebody said, well, Canelo drinking. That could be part of it. You know, these fighters take, you know, brutal punishment, so they gotta have their vices. So I never really understood not letting fighters smoke weed and shit. I never understood that. It's just athletes that's played and just, you know, that take damage and shit. So I never really understood not letting them like smoke weed and shit. But yeah, he gonna have to work fighting Jermall Charlo. He gonna have to put him down. He'll train for that fight. I knew Charlo's fight one fight, and he had Andre Johnson at the house for his little all access. I don't remember what fight it was, but he was training at his house and I at the Plex gym. I said, yeah, he in trouble. You can't have no good training camp. We got all them kids and your wife around your house. This is why dudes get away and go to secluded areas. Leave enough money at the crib, whatever. Unless something is 100% serious, you get away from all that shit. Little junior doing in school, fucking up and all that. You get away from all that shit. You get away from all of that shit. So, yeah, you get away from all that shit, bro. And but I think he'll make Canelo work, and Canelo gonna have to beat his ass for 12 rounds. You know, but I think Canelo can get him, especially the ring rust and all that. But it's still a fight people intrigued in. And we still ain't never seen the best of Jermall Charlo. Don't know if we will see the best of Jermall Charlo, but a lot of people don't understand that life shit is real, bro. Depression is real. All the hormones and artificial shit they putting in the food and shit, man, all that fuck up chemical balance and all that shit. You know what I mean? So, but you know, him and who else we got? Demetrius Andrade, another guy. You know, people point out, like, oh, he struggled with Desmond Nicholson. I don't really think. I think it was about getting rounds in. Another guy we may not see the best in for some years. You know, we might not never see the best Demetrius Andrade. But Canelo was one belt, I believe, away from undisputed with Demetrius Andrade. And he was one belt from undisputed and shit. So he could have fought him. He avoided him for a reason at multiple weight classes. So, I mean, that's up to him. But, you know, Andrade, a real rangy fighter. Aggressive fighter, slick fighter. You know, lately he kind of been looking sloppy and off balance a little bit, but I just think he in there getting bored. He don't really have a challenge at 100 and you know, whatever he was at, 54, 60. He really don't have no challenge or no shit like that. So it is what it is. But I think he'll be really good versus Canelo. The question is, you know, can he take that body work? He another guy that make Canelo work. Underrated puncher, good athlete, and the intrigue of watching that fight is because Canelo avoided him. And Andrade can be very offensive too, so it ain't like it's gonna be no defensive shit. He can be very offensive too. So that's a good fight. I still think kind of Canelo pull it out. Lack of experience and him being up 4 rounds before the fight start. You know, something like that. But moving on, Benavidez, I think the one that's the most intriguing. You hear Paul Maldonado say Benavidez deserve a shot and all that shit. So I think so. But that's the most intriguing one. The difference between Benavidez and Bivol is Benavidez is not gonna keep no distance. Benavidez is gonna walk him to the ropes, give him everything that he looking for and more, and yeah, he gonna give him whatever you looking for. Canelo can't hurt Benavidez. He gonna get ran out. He gonna get knocked out. or he's just gonna take a hell of an ass whooping. So I think his counter punching coming to play here, his body work coming to play here. But with Benavidez, he gonna close that distance off. He gonna close that distance off, and he gonna get Canelo. He gonna walk Canelo down. The Canelo conditioning is terrible. His feet work is terrible. And this is gonna be about, can he hurt Benavidez and keep Benavidez off of him? Benavidez, people say he ain't no big puncher. He not no one punch knockout artist. He accumulation puncher. He gonna throw combinations and keep Canelo on the ropes. And the question is Canelo can counter that combination punching? That's the question. And can he hurt him? And if he can't counter him and he can't hurt him, he gonna get knocked out. And he an older fighter too. He don't have the legs that he used to have. If he puts Benavidez on the back foot, Benavidez, they ain't got no chance of winning that fight neither. So I just think Benavidez too big for him. I got Benavidez probably, stopping him, to be honest. I never, Canelo Alvarez ain't gonna fight nobody young like that. I mean, if he can hurt him, Canelo gonna run away with that. If he can't hurt him, he gonna get ran out the ring. So I don't think he beat Bivol. I don't think he beat Benavidez. I think he would beat Charlo and Andrade though at this point. So let me know what you girls and guys think, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance for notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJGood313, Venmo, CJGood313, PayPal link in the description. The link you can find me on Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Goodfella TV, peace.